Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Gaviani. I have started things here. I haven't seen anything else. I haven't seen who's next. I did a sound check on the last battle. Oh, we go. Right!
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the King of the Monsters.
Yeah!
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Awesome.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster? Or is he both?
He's a mean green smashing machine, the angry son of the Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed by the greatest gamma
I remember when I
scientist
was
of
a
all,
kid.
Dr. Robert Bruce Banner.
But just
on
before it
TV
went
they
up,
had
Bruce had to be a hero and
Death
save
of the
some dumb
Incredible
schmuck
Hulk.
who was
And I was so
hanging around
confused
the
when I would
test
see the
site.
Hulk in
Damn
later
it,
things
Rick.
because I thought that meant they had killed him off
Bruce
for real.
Banner
But
died.
And became the Incredible Hulk. A
I didn't know
pissed-off
comic
giant
books
who must
didn't
be
work
really
like that.
glad Bruce wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and stronger than 10 million men, the Hulk emerges
Hang on a
when
second.
Banner 8 feet tall and stronger than 10 million
the strength of 100,000 times that many.
men. The Hulk emerges when Banner's anger flares.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
But it's even more complex than that. Banner suffers from dissociative identity disorder, with many different Hulks embodying alternate
There's a
personalities.
clown Hulk?
Like Joe Fixit,
And was
the
there a
original
Hulk in a
Grey Hulk.
tuxedo?
He's a cunning gangster and the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil Hulk is a violent, overprotective personality that Banner unintentionally manifested as a result of his father's abuse.
Holy shit! Somebody actually drew this?
But the Hulk everyone knows,
yeah.
the big guy,
It likes puppies. Okay. Former ruler of Sakaar. I have never heard of that. There are a whole bunch of places in these comics I've never heard of. Okay, hang on. As Bruce, he's 5'10" and 128 pounds? He'd be a rail. He'd be a beanpole. He's generally depicted as being like a average built guy, but 128 pounds at 5'10", he's gonna be stick skinny. These people don't understand. There's so many of these heights and weights that don't make any sense. God.
is known as Savage Hulk.
Worldbreaker
It
is
seems
an
he also
alter.
developed from parental
Interesting.
abuse, hence his childlike personality. Though I'd argue he's more clever than you'd expect.
The angrier he is, the stronger he gets, with no limit.
Except for one, Bruce Banner. See, Banner's
See,
relationship
there
with the
he's
Hulk
like Rail
is
Sid, but-
complicated.
Oh, they hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can come to an understanding. The alter best representing this would be the Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's brain and the Hulk's brawn.
The buffest nerd you'll ever meet. But what about when Bruce takes a step back? If he isn't trying to restrain the Hulk, what do you get?
The Green Scar.
The
Awesome.
World Breaker.
Without Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power and fury surges, mixing Savage's
Okay, immortality via resurrection. I know there's been battles where a character will die and then res in the middle of the fight, and they don't count that as loss. Like, I really don't want to bring this battle up again. I really don't like it at all. I don't like the concept. I don't think these characters should be fighting each other. I think they both have much better matchups. Link versus Cloud. The second one. I still can't believe they did it twice. Cloud isn't even Link's best opponent from Final Fantasy. It would be Furion. But nobody played 2, so no one fucking cares. Anyway, this Link dies in the middle of it and gets Mipha's grace. So I'm wondering, there's gonna be, because you have to wear Hulk out for that to not work, right? Like, you have to really wear him into the ground.
Rising strength with the personality and cunning of a warlord. The Green Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 100 and
She-Hulk tried to lessen the load for him, but she could barely lift the amount of weight Hulk let her try. Gosh.
50 billion tons of rock.
She's also
Jump
not
from New
nearly
Mexico to Florida
routinely
in a
as angry
single
as
bound
him.
and shake all the dimensions connected by the crossroads at once. He was pinned down by the spear of Proxima Midnight, which holds the weight of a star, and was fine. And when we say world breaker, we
Yeah,
mean it.
yeah.
While sparring with
Very
Red
good.
She-Hulk, the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first universe, which could
Alright.
bind eternity itself. Not even Galactus was capable of saving
Oh.
eternity alone, and the
Dang.
Hulk just broke it by himself.
Maybe Thor should rethink calling himself the strongest Avenger, especially since the Avengers first assembled because none of them could take down Hulk on their own.
Speaking of
Awesome,
Thor, the
I didn't
Hulk
know that.
consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through infinite distances and match the power of Null, who killed countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a universe apart with just a clap. Good luck with that, Hammerman. But
Oh,
the green guy's
wow.
got way more going on than just brute strength.
As the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and other radiation in various ways.
Yeah,
Gamma?
like regenerating from fatal wounds.
I know
Even
it's
getting
gamma
ripped
rays,
apart
but-
by Wolverine barely slows him down.
And
Yeah.
the angrier he gets,
Of course.
the more regenerating cells his body produces.
It gets
That is a
weirder. Did
cool
you know that
animation.
if he
My
absorbs
compliments
enough
to the
gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes and
Nice.
read people's minds? Oh, also,
Oh
he
my.
can see ghosts and give him a
I love the running joke of Boomstick saying ghosts that way. I know, like, sometimes if he says it once, then he'll say it again normal later, but it's just really cute. Reading people's minds is not going to work with Godzilla, because Godzilla doesn't have human thoughts.
good old-fashioned Hulk smash.
Hulk can break through the boundaries of comic book borders themselves into the empty
Awesome.
white between panels, a gutter space beyond time and con-
Okay, while Gwen orchestrated the situation in Gwenpool Strikes Back, Hulk's power had not been altered in any way. Nor was this artistic stylization. Hulk explicitly broke into gutter space 3 times on his own. No other character in the story did so other than Gwen herself.
concept.
What, like how She-Hulk can for some reason break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are
This is talking
electromagnetic
about a big
radiation
lizard.
similar to
Very
X-rays.
nice.
But
choice
in
of
Marvel Comics,
panels
gamma
there.
comes from hell.
On Earth 616, gamma radiation is an electromagnetic frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something else. Something that nobody really understands.
Is that the one
Except
below
for
all then?
Bruce.
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius
Yeah,
with
what-
7 PhDs.
For Bruce.
That's right.
Oh, except
Dr.
for
Banner
Bruce,
is a
that's what it was
certified
saying.
genius with 7 PhDs. According to Norman Osborn, he's the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner built the Her Collider Synchrotron, a machine that can scan the entire multiverse with the speed of a hypermind. He created the Gamma Core, which could
Okay,
rupture
what's a hypermind?
space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mindscape within. He even built an ultimate nullifier. In fact, the original intent of his Gamma Bomb was to be non-lethal, only targeting inorganic material.
But Thunderbolt Ross wanted something with a bit more boom. There, can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own, keeping its design secret.
I
In the
see.
process, he tapped into an unknown form of gamma energy that breaks down reality and mutates it beyond actuality. On that fateful day,
Oh,
he
dear.
opened the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below
Awesome.
place, the hell beneath hell, the lowest
Hotel
possible
hell. I
dimension
think you could
of
make
reality.
an entire
It's
series
trippy,
about
but whenever
that.
Hulk dies, he goes there. Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter if he's been atomized, sliced up into jars, or digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door,
Okay, gamma mutates who aren't aware of the green door regenerate faster than... who are aware of the green door mutate faster than those who aren't. Power Man once used a green door to return from being atomically shattered into nothing. Nice.
He's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of Gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the one below all. The dark side of the one above all.
That's right. God has a Hulk, and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So, what is the Hulk? An uncontrollable monster? A prison for a tortured soul? A super weapon for Armageddon?
All of the above!
Think it, Wiz. Hulk is Hulk, and Hulk's the strongest one there is.
Nice. I love the use of these quotes. These are fantastic.
The year was 1946. The press gathered at Bikini Atoll to witness the power of the nuclear bomb. But many leagues beneath their feet, something ancient stirred.
Godzilla, the king of the monsters. He was pretty pissed off over the worst wake-up ever, so he swam to Japan for one hell of a crash out.
Japan was still recovering from the war.
That's what you want to do.
So seeing this mutilated radioactive monster towering high like a mushroom cloud wasn't just frightening, it seemed prophetic. The bomb was just the beginning. Man had sparked the end of times.
Complete with googly eyes and the most epic roar ever.
Apparently they were planning on doing Godzilla in stop motion like King Kong, but they realized it would be too expensive.
Over the years, there have been many iterations of the beast.
Between movies, TV, comics, and cartoons, there's at least 27 different Godzillas stomping around, not including Manila, the Scrappy Doo of kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is
President of the U.S. in Looney Tunes. Evolution's Santa Claus, no really. Remember when this thing was a metaphor? I swear. This series is all over the place in tone. My
somewhat
gosh.
Consistent, so we'll examine his entire history, focusing on the larger releases. In most iterations, Godzilla is a rare theropod that went dormant for millions of years before nuclear bombs mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165 feet tall, at minimum, Koji smashes
like
through
that it keeps
skyscrapers
getting
with
bigger.
ease. He's so casual about bullets and rockets, they might as well be gnats. And the bombs did so much more than
Still
just pump up
annoying,
his size.
gosh.
He's got atomic breath.
A concentrated beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
But depending on how much radiation he's absorbed.
Oh gosh. Hulk can stand up to that, I think, right? At least as far as the heat and pressure? Would it? Because Hulk can stand up to one sun, but it was like in stick form.
Absorbed or life energy from a giant pterodactyl, he can do way more with it.
His red spiral ray is a supercharged version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he can blast it out of his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body, creating a massive wave of atomic destruction.
His breathing laser can even break through dimensions, like when he found himself face to face with a giant mech, piloted by Hatsune Miku.
There's also a number of exclusive
powers.
Shin Godzilla can fire rays from his tail.
And Hanna-Barbera Godzilla can fire rays from his eyes. Pew, pew.
Effectively a living nuclear reactor, Shin possesses a
Rapid
natural phased array radar that can detect and attack threats automatically. And Godzilla Earth, who grew over 1,000 feet tall across 2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget, Big G can ball with the best of them. After Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes, Godzilla got busy.
It's kind of hard to
That
emphasize
is
just how impressively terrifying Godzilla
one
can
of
be
the
when you're
greatest
bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up and threw Biolante, which weighed 200,000 tons.
Nice,
or when he
nice.
no-sold not one, not
I
two.
feel like 200,000 tons is child's play for the Hulk, but it's probably also nowhere near what Godzilla can fully accomplish.
3 meteors.
Including
Yeah.
the Permian period extinction event that happened about 200 million years ago.
Then he went to hell, fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan, and atomic breath at Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That
Okay, oh, wait.
Scare-
Let me get it to this. But okay, I was gonna say, Godzilla fought both God and Satan. Hulk has fought Satan, who is an aspect of God. So it's, I don't know. Like, was this at once? Or one at a time? Or what? Specifically, Godzilla defeated the god demon guarding the gate out of hell. To do so, the hellbats that devoured Godzilla's flesh became his new flesh, implying Godzilla's regeneration assimilated them. Okay. I'm just gonna take their word for that.
hurry enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might, he's
I've
battled the
got
most
iced tea
dangerous
here
of foes,
myself.
like King Ghidorah and Gigan. In Godzilla vs.
Blackberry,
Megalon,
raspberry
Gigan flew
hibiscus.
from the M Hunter Nebula to Earth in 24 seconds. And that nebula is 30,000 light.
Okay, Godzilla has fought Space Godzilla multiple times, who flew from a black hole to Earth in a short span of time. Nice, nice. Just being able to get out of a black hole is impressive on its own, gosh.
years away.
But sadly, OG
Unless it's one
Goji
of those
got done in
pinhole
by the
black
cruelest
holes, like
weapon ever.
certain-
The Oxygen
makes
Destroyer. Developed in secret
just
by Dr.
collapse it on
Serizawa,
itself.
this weapon could suffocate and liquefy molecules. The ramifications of such a weapon were so detrimental, Serizawa took the secrets of its design to his early grave.
He got lucky. It doesn't matter what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow up his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
All
Or
right.
evolve into an even more powerful form.
Oh,
Godzilla's
dear.
always possessed heightened adaptation, but many iterations clearly showcase instantaneous evolution.
And super
Oh,
forward.
damn.
He's gone full shonen and powered up a few times. So much so, he almost kicked off a nuclear winter just by existing.
Even the Oxygen Destroyer could not permanently end the first Godzilla. His ghost possessed a robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay, why
fantastic.
Japan? Couldn't he pick on some other country?
He stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same. Godzilla is intrinsically linked with Japan, a symbol of both their devastation and resilience. A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. But also, Japan's in Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not always so bad, though. He can be super.
Destroys universes via singular points. Yeah, that's going to definitely be a big thing.
Protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's two types of Godzillas.
Sometimes.
The monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type, but to understand that, we should first answer a question.
All right.
How does Godzilla walk?
On two legs, Wiz, obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs should be crushed under his own weight.
Oh god, here we go again.
A creature like Godzilla cannot realistically exist. This proved to be an elusive question for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new
Nice,
theory was
nice.
presented in the anime Singular Point. If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What?
Oh
like
my.
he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher place?
Does it make you an alien if you come from an alternate Earth? Like, I don't know
of
if that's what
existence
this
with
is,
no
but-
regard for the known laws of physics. This
You know.
dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a transtemporal conceptual particle.
It's that red dust that's floating all over the place.
This archetype can enter
They
any
saw that when
timeline to
I watched
terraform the
the
Earth
last
and all of
one.
reality so that kaiju can exist.
There was that
This
shit
theoretically
Godzilla
explains
was
why
coming out
various
of, wasn't it?
Godzillas appear in so many universes. They all trace back to one singular point: Godzilla Ultima.
Sporting the
Nice.
white grin of a demonic Oni, Ultima is vicious. Just walking through Tokyo started 1,000 earthquakes around Japan. Even his own blood is a weapon.
Over 300 feet tall and growing
Awesome.
ever more as archetype distorts the universe, Ultima's existence implies a far more complex origin for all Godzillas. Godzilla is a test for humanity.
Okay, multiple Godzilla timelines are referenced in the credits of each episode of Singular Point, implying a connection. The anime also references a 1954 Godzilla attack like in the original film.
A challenge laid out by an eldritch entity from a dimension we are incapable of perceiving or comprehending.
It's kind of like how when we move an object and its shadow changes, we get why that happened. But to someone who exists in only a 2D plane, the shadow looks like it just randomly transformed into something totally different. Crazy to think about. Come a really long way from Big Lizard Smash Building, huh?
This shadow, this wannabe god, desires to play with and destroy every single universe.
And Godzilla is its avatar.
Through Ultima,
Nice.
this entity
Okay. The singularity cannot be destroyed. It is the nature of space, there, so to speak, that it cannot be destroyed from within space-time, or time, so to speak, that it cannot... I'm sorry. The font they're using is really weird. The singularity cannot be destroyed. It is the nature of space-time, so to speak, that it cannot be destroyed from within space-time. It is like a character in a movie trying to break the screen. The singularity is just a whole... something from outside the screen. The characters in the film don't have a hand to plug the hole.
sees the universe as an interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a
Nice.
singular point, one of many gateways through which the entity can tamper with reality.
Think of it this way. If something
Okay, the individual's teeth penetrated, but it ignores this fact. It did not even turn its body around. It simply ignored the fact and nullified reality.
happens that the entity doesn't like, it can just say, that thing didn't actually happen, and presto, it no longer happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect without regard for time.
Like my
Now
mom!
my head hurts. TLDR, Ultima tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So,
Oh my.
a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because while each Godzilla has its differences, one thing remains certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
Well, we have had triumphs without the loser actually dying before, but it's been things like Starscream, who is reduced to his spark with his body destroyed. And then he gets eaten by a horse and stuck in a sewing machine, from what I understand. And that was also pretty darn early on. And then there's things like, far more recently, Discord will come back, but too late to be considered part of the fight. So he'll inevitably come back, but it could be 10,000 years from now. Well, let's see. I know that Hulk is a genius. He could definitely come up with something. But would he be able to do all of the calculations to figure out that Godzilla is a singular point in creation itself? So I'm still gonna go with Godzilla, honestly.
Look at the skulls.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Gaze
See,
into
I'll
their
watch
eyes.
their
Now
ends.
you
I
are
don't wanna
completely
watch anyone else, you know.
hypnotized. You've fallen into my evil trap. I order you right now. Go to deathbattle.gg.
Wiz,
It ain't
it
gonna work.
didn't work. They're still here.
What?
Yeah.
No, Boomstick, this is terrible. How can I get them to go to the Death Battle website?
Just tell them about all the cool Death Battle stuff they'll find, like a bunch of exclusive merch, every episode ever, even
Nice.
ones not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. So how about it, guys?
Would
Go
not
to
be surprised
www.deathbattle.gg.
if they get
All right, you heard them.
something
Don't
from
make a liar out of
Toei.
Boomstick. Go
Just
to
about that short clip,
deathbattle.gg.
even though they didn't use any Toei animation in it.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've
I'm
run the
gonna-
data through all
Yeah,
possibilities.
I'm gonna go with
It's
Godzilla.
time for a Death Battle!
If Hulk wins, they had better damn explain it. Because I know he can regenerate, but... and pretty darn fast. But-
Godzilla has reached the city. So far, the evacuation is... Wait, look!
I noticed in the trailers that the voice actors, which is kind of odd. They had, they had been doing it, and this one didn't. I'm assuming because it's effort noises. I don't know if Hulk's gonna have any actual dialogue. Effort noises might be lifted from one of the games or something. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool.
Time for me to take over. We don't want any trouble. No! Hulk stays!
Yeah. Yeah, now you just made him mad. I mean, he was already mad. Hulk was standing closer than that, wasn't he?
You think you're strong? I scar the world!
Yeah.
Take out!
I think that helicopter either blew up or decided to cut its losses a while ago. There we go. Controlled falling via clapping.
Stupid lizard.
There's all that red fog again. Yeah. Yeah. And going through the red door again. Everything's just gonna keep coming back. And again, and again, and again.
I think I understand.
But can you do anything about it? That's the hard part. Because even the scientists that figured it out couldn't actually stop Godzilla.
It's been days since the battle began, and the red dust is spreading. Godzilla has grown in size, but we believe we are...
How does it work? Well, smash.
He managed to actually evade Godzilla's detection for
Trillion
days.
to 1 and rising. That's the odds. Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster. 2 + 2 is
If you
5.
can,
A
like,
right angle is
send
80
Godzilla
degrees.
back, like,
This
seal
element
it
is
away,
beyond
that's the
what
only
we can perceive.
possible way to
Gamma.
Again.
1,000 times. A million. A trillion. I just need one.
So what is different about this one strike? Tell me what's different about this one strike.
You did it, big guy. We did it.
Did you, though? It just seems like that
Okay,
doesn't really
run this
explain
by me.
anything.
What happened?
It's complicated, so let's break this down into
Okay,
three
yeah,
categories.
spell it
First up,
out.
power. Most versions of Godzilla can shrug off black holes and extinction-level events. Tag beyond
Some Godzilla defeat characters like Thor and Superman in comics. These scenarios involve off-comic gags or Elseworlds variants with unique circumstances and less power than their mainline
light-speed
counterparts.
foes like Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
The big guy clapped a universe to bits and shook the infinite dimensions linked to the crossroads. In a straight fight with a classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of the first firmament, which could overwhelm eternity.
An abstract concept of a
Okay. In the Singular Point novel, Phillips suggests Ultima can lose by connecting it to an episode where it is defeated, essentially manipulating meta-narrative. So one of the multiple proposal methods, physical combat combined with the orthogonal diagonalizer, is determined to be the most effective option. I still ain't
being
understand
not entirely
shit, man.
unlike
Comic books are
Ultima's entity.
weird.
Even a small piece of the first firmament could break the multiverse. Plus, Hulk kept up with Odin Force Thor, who is also on a celestial level of power.
So the gap in power becomes nebulous. Still, unless Hulk could remove Ultima from the equation, neither held a clear advantage in power and stats.
Especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even
Yeah.
with their healing factors, both could technically kill each other, but then just come right back.
The green door
Yeah, that's
instantly
what I don't
appears
get.
when Hulk goes to the below place, and the higher dimensional entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar. So both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions.
that's what
So
I don't
let's
really
examine
understand.
the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's Cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas,
Land
the
that could
domain
but
of the
shouldn't
one
be.
above all.
Since the one below all mirrors the one above all, the below place mirrors the House of Ideas. Get it?
In comparison, the cosmos of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This
Okay.
means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So
I
the real
see.
question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place,
Okay. Hulk broke a pactum aeternitas, an unbreakable contract of reality set by the eldest child of the mother of all horrors, an entity beyond existence and older than the one above all, considering the difference in scale of their cosmologies. This outclasses even the most charitable interpretations of the entity in Singular Point. I thought the whole point of Singular Point is that there must always be a Godzilla, no matter what.
could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It
As
all
long
comes
as there
down
was
to
life
Gamma
or
and
something like
Archetype.
that.
Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal super-dimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning Archetype
Control the
against
thing.
itself.
Ultima endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made a device with
Finding the code for the hexagonal diagonalizer is defined as an NP-complete problem, or real-world classification of difficulty. I've heard of those. I don't understand them. I was a really good student, but there is stuff that is so far beyond my understanding. Like, it's one of those things, you know you're not stupid, but you're gonna feel stupid, and yeah. Banner's intellect is comparable to 6160 Reed Richards, who solved P-space complete problems mid-combat and even a higher difficulty tier. My question, though, and I know well, the animation doesn't affect the outcome, etc., but Banner/Hulk would have had to have survived for days evading Godzilla's detection. And that is what I think would be very difficult for both of them.
Those particles that break space-time, like the Diagonalizer, who made a supercomputer that scanned the infinite multiverse with the speed of...
And even then, with, even if Godzilla didn't detect them, I say them as if they're a separate entity, but they're really, you know, there's so much overlap. It's like Ganon and Ganondorf. You might as well consider them the same, even though they're technically different. Even if they didn't, like, if Godzilla didn't detect them, the rampage would leave them very few spaces to hide in that long amount of
a
time.
hypermind, like the Dimension Calculator. Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The Green Door waits for no Hulk, including Banner.
Okay. Godzilla briefly mutated from gamma radiation in an Elseworlds comic. It's possible this mutated Godzilla could appear in the Below place, but it would be out of the entity's reach and no longer usable. Hulk could also absorb the gamma energy out of Godzilla. Really? Okay.
Even if Ultima's catastrophe destroyed the universe, the Door could deposit Banner in a different universe, and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end, and only one
Banner
person who
drawn
could make
looking
it
like
so.
a Borderlands
Even among
character.
gods and monsters, man was the Ultima weapon.
The winner is Bruce Banner.
Next time on...
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to say before we see whatever's next, I have never seen Banner drawn as scrawny as he is as he's depicted in this, because what I was saying earlier, 5'10" and that light, because usually he's drawn as a normal looking guy. When did they start drawing him so skinny? All right, let's see. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I was, no, I don't want that. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. The issue is not figuring out how, you know, that Bruce could figure out all of this stuff. Let me get my camera big here. There we go. Excuse me. The issue is not Hulk figuring out all this stuff. The issue that I have is all of that time that would go into that. That seemed to me that's time they would not have. So I do not understand this. I felt like they did a good job explaining the whole, you know, striations of reality. But I don't know. Maybe it's also because that, I mean, you know, I'm in the Rabtoons Discord, and there's Tony is in there. He's a really big fan of Godzilla, and the way he was describing Singular Point made it sound like there must always be a Godzilla, that it is intrinsically tied to the universe, or I guess to the multiverse. It must always exist. And like it's just like a fact of creation, and it thus cannot be destroyed without destroying, like, even if you destroyed the multiverse, it might still exist. So I don't know if that's faulty, but it was like that's the implication that he seemed to be giving from it. And the issue is that I haven't seen the series myself. It was interesting though that they showed the computer character in the computer world still being shaken around. And yeah, so it's like, does that mean the virtual world is being affected as well? Could Godzilla fight the digital world from Digimon? Godzilla versus Apocalypse when? Yeah, it's really just the gap of time that I really would like to figure out here. The radio thing, especially if it goes interstellar, would explain as like, oh, he could bullshit something together, and I'm willing to give that the benefit of the doubt. But multiple days in a city that's being stomped flat, where there didn't seem to be any change of anything. Godzilla just decided it was hungry and jump in the water in the harbor for some fish or something. I don't know what Godzilla eats. Does Godzilla eat? Does it absorb radiation? Does that? I don't know. Went over to the power plant and sunned itself for a while. I don't know. But yeah, oh gosh, my mouth and throat are already drained. It's like 100 degrees out today. For those of you in other okay, 100 degrees F in C. That's 37.77778. Yeah. I know what you're gonna say. America is not the only country that uses Fahrenheit. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know why people think we are, but we're not. We're also not the only country to use the word soccer instead of football. Okay, so next time I really don't know anything about either character. However, I am always happy to learn, and God, for episode 200. I remember when episode 75 was a big deal. Oh, golly. Golly. I remember for 75, I was like, I had gone to see some sort of doctor, and I was out waiting for the bus, and I was watching like one of the trailers they released, and it was so cool. I was so excited. Episode 200 though, wow. This has been amazing, and they've been talking about this one for a long time, though. Hang on a second. Ruby Volume 10 has been announced. Yes, and that was just that was just last month. Because I remember them saying they wouldn't do Ruby versus Maka until Ruby was over. So that is very strange. Is it they're considering the Rooster Teeth run to be the end of the series? So that's going to be very strange. Because I know there was speculation that Ash versus Yugi was going to be episode 200. Although, I still wonder how that's going to be done. Because the dual monsters are weird in what exactly they can do. Yeah, I came up with a weird Pokemon death battle. And it involves battles of the bug armies. Guzma from Pokemon Sun and Moon versus Katsuhiko Jinai from El Hazard with his Bugram soldiers. And honestly, the way I have it in my head is that the Bugram, like, annihilate most of Guzma's team. And he's down to Golisopod. And he knows that Golisopod isn't up to it. So he just runs up to Janai himself and just beats him senseless. and then the Bugram are like, oh, hey, a stronger leader. Awesome. We're going to follow you now. I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen El Hazard, but I think that's how they function. I know the whole thing is that Janai can speak directly to them, but yeah. It would also have the opportunity for some of the best voice acting because Janai has that extremely distinctive laugh that I'm not going to do here because my microphone would peak like 8 Ways from Sunday. That's just a very, very small version of it. Anyway, I did do it once if you go back through my shorts at some point. I wish they could let us add shorts to playlists. They can let us add them to our favorites playlists, but they won't let us add them to like our subject playlists. So it's very odd. Anyway, okay, also, if anybody knows, I'm gonna need to replace these. My computer is having huge issues even recognizing my headphones. I keep saying that it can't open the application, which doesn't make any sense. They're headphones, they're not an application. And the issue is that I need headphones that, if my ears feel like they're blocked, I have difficulty breathing. Yesterday, I was trying on Skull Candy brand, and just the second I put them on, I felt like there was a huge weight in my chest. At, like, the split second they went on my head, it was, like, awful. It was like something was, like, a huge weight was put right on me. And those are the only ones that I could try on. And if I can't try them on, I will not buy them. Especially when stores are like, oh yeah, if you buy something and return it, you can only return it for the same item. It's like, no, I'm not going to be locked into something that doesn't fucking work. So yeah, it also needs to have a microphone so I can take phone calls. And people have the oddest time understanding this because they're like, oh, you do voice acting, but you don't need that for, you know, if you have a microphone, why do you need a microphone in your headphones? It's like, because I'm not voice acting in the headphones, I'm taking phone calls. Jeez, hate this so much. Come on. I have this. It's a Pokemon card sleeve on top of the camera, and it's supposed to block out all the extra light. Really, come on. I'm hoping that works. Anyway, but it's like they don't seem to understand that I'm needing it for multiple things, and that means I need it to have that kind of stick, the not a USB. It needs to be an auxiliary cord that goes into both the computer and the phone. And for some reason, people have a hard time understanding that concept, and I don't understand why. When I say that I need a microphone, they think I mean like a headset, like for an office or a like gamer headset, and I just don't understand why they would leap to that conclusion. This is the most basic sort in my mind. But I guess so many places are getting rid of the cord that they don't have these anymore. And it's like, why would you get rid of the thing that makes it possible for you to do that? It's like, this is just getting rid of perfectly good stuff. And I say that as someone whose problem with these headphones is that the cord is stretched out and broken, and I don't understand why. But still, just make stronger cords. Don't get rid of them to begin with. It's as a whole, don't get rid of them as a concept. Anyway, okay, so if anyone knows of any place in the Portland, Oregon area where I can try on headphones, I cannot order them online. No, that is out. That is a stupid idea. So many people are like, oh, you can order things online and return them. No, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to be a part of that culture of waste. It's ridiculous. So anyway, in the Portland, Oregon area where I can try on physically headphones with microphones that can plug into both a computer and a phone. So yes, I would not think it would be all that Herculean of a task, but apparently it is, because 2 stores didn't have anything like that. And Costco won't let you try them on at all. They don't even have a copy you can look at in person. They just have signs that you're supposed to take up to the register or something. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Until next time, I'm Blackjack Gabbiani, and next episode should be a real cut above.